everybody, and welcome back to the Blossom Crochet channel. In this really quick scrappy project I will be showing you how to make these really sweet and really quick simple little crochet butterflies. So they're just 2 rounds of stitches and then a couple of ends to weave in, but you can literally make them in about 10 or 15 minutes. I recently made 20 of these in different, not in these colours, but in the one that's on the thumbnail I think, and they were for a fundraiser that my mum was doing. She was popping them in with some other things that she had made, and so she asked me to make her 20 little butterflies, so I thought I'd just do a really quick tutorial on them. But as I say, they're so quick and so easy, and we're just going to jump straight in. You can use any yarn that you like and just use whatever hook size your chosen yarn recommends. So you'll be starting with your slip knot on your hook, and we're going to start with a chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You then want to insert your hook into that first chain right near your slip knot, and you're going to slip stitch, so yarn over and pull through both of those loops. And that is our centre circle where we will work all of our next stitches. So at this point we're going to chain 2, and that is going to count as our first UK treble, and then we want to put another treble into that centre circle. So I'll show you a treble one time. So yarn over, insert into that centre circle, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is a UK treble. So as I say, I'm using UK terminology. In the US, all of these stitches will be your double crochet. You then want to chain 2, because that's counting as 2 trebles next to each other. And then into this centre circle, you're going to do another 2 trebles. So back into that centre circle, that's 1 and 2, and then you'll chain 2, and then you're going to work another 6 sets of 2 trebles, because you want a total of 8 sets of 2 trebles altogether. So we've got our first 2, I've done my chain 2, and then we want 6 more for a total of 8 sets of 2, all separated by a chain 2. So if you continue that, and I will meet you to close off. So I've completed my 8 sets of 2 trebles, and I've done my final chain 2, and then I'm ready to slip stitch to the top of that starting chain that we did at the beginning. So slip stitch to the top of that chain 2, so yarn over and slip stitch. Now I'm going to be changing colours, so I'm going to chain 1 and snip off. So at this point, sew in the ends on this one because they're fiddly to get to in a minute, so make sure you do your ends at this point. Okay, so that is how you should be looking at this point, and I'm going to bring in my second colour, which is a rather vivid pink. And you can either attach your yarn and do a chain 2, or you can do a standing UK treble, which is what I will be doing here. So to do a standing stitch, we're going to yarn over, I've got my slip knot, and then I'm going to yarn over and hold, and I'm going to insert into one of those chain 2 spaces. Yarn over and pull up, and then again you'll have your 3 loops as normal. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. So that is our first stitch, and it's a nice standing stitch, so we won't have a chain. And then we want to put 5 more trebles into this chain 2 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, because obviously we did a standing stitch at the start, which is our 6th treble. So we're going to be doing 6 trebles into each of our chain spaces. And now in between your 2 trebles, so if you just pull them apart like so, in that space we're going to slip stitch. So right in between the trebles you will slip stitch. And then into your next chain 2 space you'll do your 6 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then again pull your trebles apart and slip stitch in between. So again, if you just repeat that now, 6 trebles into your chain 2 space and then slip stitch between your trebles. And I'll meet you in just a second. Okay, so I've completed my final set of 6 and then I want to close off. Now obviously we've got the start where we started from, but I also need to do my final slip stitch. So what I'm going to do is insert my hook through the top of that first stitch where we started from before, and then if I just turn my work over for you, and I'm going to bring my hook down and then go through in between those trebles. It's a little bit fiddly, but I'm sure you'll manage it. So I've got my hook through the top of that treble and then through in between my trebles as well, and then I will slip stitch through all those stitches. Now at this point you can snip off if you wish to, and then you can just use a yarn tail to wrap around to create the body of your butterfly, or you can use a chain, which is what I will be showing you. So without snipping off for this method, I'm going to chain 8. Okay, so obviously it will be all ruffled and folded up, which is exactly what you want. And then you're going to fold the other side towards you. So you'll have this part facing you with your chain, and then you'll just fold the other half like so, and you'll have 4 petals, as it were, on this side, and you should have 4 on the other side as well. So you just want to fold it in half. So we're going to, once you've folded, you're just going to literally wrap it around, all the way around, until you can see we're back where we started from, and here's the base of our chain. And at this point you want to just go underneath that chain. So you're going to go underneath that very first chain and slip stitch. At this point again, chain 1, snip off, and then you can pull that tail out. And at this point you can just have a little wiggle and just get it exactly how you want it. And then you've just got these 2 tails to hide. So once you've got rid of your tails, you will have something that looks like this. A cute little 3D butterfly. You can add in your little antennae if you want. Is that even what they're called for a butterfly? I don't know. But I'm literally just going to be using this tiny scrap of yarn that I snipped off from my starting chain at the beginning. And I'm literally just going to put a small knot into the very end of each side. You can make them as long or as short as you want, obviously. And then I'll just snip off a little bit to tidy them up. And then you just literally slide it underneath your chain. And now you should have your finished little butterfly. So there we go, they're so quick, so easy. They literally take maybe, 10-15 minutes, but they look really, really cute. So that's it for this tutorial, but I will see you for another one soon. But thank you as always for watching, and bye for now.